Hello and welcome to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I'm your host, Ryan Gilbert. Joining me, as usual, is my co-host, Joel Meyer. How we doing this afternoon for you, Joel?
Yep, 3 o'clock here in Vancouver, British Columbia. Yesterday was a mixed bag. It was a lot of ups, a lot of downs. But it started with big up with Inter Milan taking down Barcelona. My word, this was the best match I've seen since the World Cup final between Argentina and France, with a better result, though, because I did have France in the final, but we got Inter for the Champions League final at 25-1, so we're still alive. We look dead. Inter scored both goals in the first half, but they were dead on their feet. You know, they're an older team. They look tired as fuck. I thought Barcelona was going to cruise for sure. I did hedge a little bit knowing that, but thankfully, the Barcelona, they scored 3 times in the second half. The third goal to take the lead with about 3 minutes left in regulation, and then 3 minutes left, or 3 minutes into extra time, or injury time rather. Inter scored to tie it, but a defender, like the least likely score, just on a crazy deflection goal, the least likely score, like I said. And then in extra time, Daniele Fratesi, he scored another unlikely score. I think he only has 3 goals all season long, but the 2 of them are massive ones, one beating Bayern for the game winner, and then this one to take down Barcelona. And he was like absolutely pumped. He was jumping into the crowd, jumping on the gate, absolutely celebrating his mind off. And then like a minute later, he was like collapsing. We thought he had a stroke from celebrating too much. The commentators were suggesting that multiple times, but he recovered. They were all good, and they buttoned down defensively and held out the win. So that was great. And then today we had PSG versus Arsenal, and I know Arsenal are a bunch of fuck ups. So the way I'm hedging my 25-1 was taking PSG to win the whole thing at plus 105. So it was a very good performance by the Parisians. So yeah, I still want Inter to win, of course, get the big ticket home. But I'm in a good position there. After that game yesterday, though, actually I should say, because I was watching the game at work, and or watching / listening because I was doing work at the same time, and so I was running around the store or whatever, and whenever I heard like the commentators like elevate their voice, like something happened, I would like sprint across the store back to the warehouse where my phone was and see what happens. So that must have been pretty funny for customers and fellow coworkers to see. But after that was pretty brutal day in hockey, as we'll get into, and basketball as well. With I bet the Timberwolves when Steph Curry went out, but they had absolutely nothing, and the Warriors really stepped up their game. So fuck Minnesota once again, and fuck Edmonton, fuck Carolina. Not a good start to the second round.
No, your coworkers must have thought like you had the shits or something. Always running back and forth there. But I live here in South Philly, and anyone that knows Philadelphia, I have an old Italian man that lives next to me in a neighborhood, and he must be a big Inter fan because he was just going crazy yesterday. Could hear him through the walls and shit. Like, hell yeah, that's awesome.
What's up?
So I'm looking forward to the final of that and seeing how crazy he goes. But yeah, you mentioned it. The hockey did really not go our way very well. Canes absolutely dominated, took them to overtime to win against the Caps, and then our Golden Knights. No one's immune to the Oilers' comeback here. I mean, Knights up 2-0. Just after that, though,
they set a record. No team has ever come back from 2 goal or a goal down and then won every goal every game consecutively.
5 straight there. So, yeah, I mean, McDavid, Draisaitl carrying it, but also Connor Brown, getting those other guys, Zach Hyman on the second line scoring a goal. So, Oilers, the Kings should have killed them when they had a chance, but they didn't. So, Oilers here are now up 1-0. Canes up 1-0. Those are the games we'll get into for Thursday. Got Leafs, Panthers tonight. Have Stars, Jets tonight. Saw the Panthers, huge favorites now, minus 155 with the Stolarz news.
Yeah, my feelings haven't really changed on the series. I guess maybe a little bit considering how composed, I guess, the Leafs were. Normal Leafs teams would just like fall apart. But that's why we've been saying that this could be the year that the Leafs are finally different. Leafs fans have been saying that forever, and we've been laughing, mocking them for it. But this year, it could be a little different. The change in coach has made a huge difference. Tree Living getting better defensemen on the blue line. No more small Dubas guys in the lineup. You left anyway. But yeah, I still think the Panthers get the series, but yeah, they need to win this game to make it happen because it's really tough to drop 2 in a row and win it, unless you're the Oilers, of course.
Yeah. I mean, the Leafs are getting bettable here. Plus 130, plus 135 is home underdogs. But Friedman brought up today on the podcast, like back in 2019, there was that controversy over the missed hand pass on the Erik Karlsson goal, and the Sharks went up 2-1, and then Berube was like, "That's behind us. We can't worry about that. Let's focus forward." And they won 3 straight to win there and then go on to win the cup. So Berube there is going to have huge impact behind the bench. We'll see how that goes tonight. I mean, Joseph Woll, he can be fine. He can be a guy there. He's not going to be as good as Stolarz has been, but yeah, as long as they take care of business on the ice, they'll probably go after Bennett a little bit, but can't go out of hand there against the Panthers power play.
One more thing on Berube, yeah, that timeout after the Panthers scored the second goal in the third period was massive. That really settled the team down. He's always just so calm, and that kind of like translates to the entire team. So that's why the Leafs are a little bit scary this year.
Yeah. All right. You can get all of our free picks and podcasts in one convenient app. Download the SGPN app in your app store today. Yeah, and then we could talk about last night's games when we get into tomorrow's games. Thoughts change at all on the Stars? You got Heiskanen not playing. Robertson, a game time decision, looks like he's going to play, and then Scheifele surprisingly coming back for the Jets.
Right, but no Morrissey.
No Morrissey, yeah.
Which more or less cancels out the Heiskanen thing. Yeah, no, we're on the Stars. Still believe in the Stars. Robertson
line came down with that news. I'm happy to take the Stars and to pick them.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely like the Stars tonight. Jets coming off that emotional win. I know they have had a couple days off in between these games, but if you're betting the NBA that way, it doesn't make a difference. The way the Warriors won after their massive Game 7 win, and the Nuggets winning after their massive Game 7 win. So maybe the Jets carry the same trend in the NHL, but I'm betting against that happening. But yeah, like I said, not been a good start to the round 2 in either league.
Yeah, the only puck buck bet that has been affected is throw it up here. I had Washington to win Game 1 in the series at plus 240 for 20 puck bucks there. So I'd bet that again. I mean, plus 240 is a good look. I am kind of wary now that the Canes might just win their 3 home games and win in 6, but we'll see what happens on Thursday. Yeah, let's just get right into that then. Thursday, 7 p.m., we have the Carolina Hurricanes minus 135 at the Washington Capitals plus 115. Over under 5.5, over minus 118, under at minus 102. Joel, how are you feeling about the Caps here?
Well, you're actually getting a better price now, even factoring in the zigzag stuff. So that's a little confusing because it was plus 105, plus 110 for the Caps. Now it's a bit better than that. I guess that's based on how thoroughly dominant the Hurricanes were in that first game, because they really overwhelmed the Caps, even by Hurricane standards, of just like firing everything on net. The shot attempts were like 3-1. It was ridiculous. The Capitals couldn't get anything going offensively. Though I did like how they were beating them physically, which is the key to the series. I think if the Capitals can make this a long one, they can wear the Canes down. But for this game, yeah, this is backs against the wall kind of game. So yeah, give me the Caps. I know they were thoroughly the inferior team in Game 1, but I still got to believe in them. They do have the better goaltender. Like that goal that Freddie Anderson allowed was not good.
Brutal.
Yeah, but Logan Thompson was very solid on the other side. He was not giving up like any rebounds either, which is important against the Canes when they just fire everything in the net. So if you can keep that up, I like the Caps' chances. So at plus 114 here, a team that has been, they might have overperformed in the regular season, but I don't think that they are entirely undeserving of where they are in the standings, and they are a proven playoff team. A lot of vets on the team. They'll come together and make this a series. I am pretty sure of it. So plus 114 for the Caps, and the under I think is a little juicy there. At minus 102, not juicy in terms of you want to bite into it. Not juicy in terms of the vig. Yeah, but let's bite that apple. Under 5.5. Yeah, I like both goalies as long as Freddie Anderson is healthy. He's been pretty good, other than that Protus goal. And Logan Thompson on the other side has been elite. He got some love in. I don't know if we're talking Conn Smythe later on, or
well, you can do it now. We can go game by game, team by team.
Yeah, I don't really have too many thoughts, but I really like that Greg Wyshynski's putting out a Conn Smythe tracker for the playoffs this year. I don't think that was a thing in years past. So that's interesting. Logan Thompson got some love in there. Nothing like the major love from the Connors and Mikko Rantanen, of course, who is the overwhelming favorite there for good reason. Nothing too surprising in terms of the voting. But yeah, Logan Thompson being up there is maybe a little surprising considering Ovechkin had a really good first series as well. So that's something to pay in mind. If the Capitals go far, I don't really expect them to win the East or anything, but that's if you like the Capitals, that's something to maybe attack if you can find some better odds on Thompson. But yeah, the under 5.5 I think is the bet for the total.
Yeah, I'm seeing Thompson and Ovi both at 50-1 at different shops. Ovi as low as 30-1. I mean, but yeah, Thompson is getting some love there. On the Carolina side, Jacob Slavin got some love after getting the overtime winner. He's 35-1, 44-1 out there. They don't really have anyone on offense that will step up. I mean, Svechnikov 40-1. Aho is 16-1. That's way too short. But yeah, this series is just like, all right, whoever wins this is losing to the winner of the Atlantic series, unless there's major injuries. I feel like that's how like a lot of hockey fans and hockey media are looking at it at the very least, including us. But yeah,
the market still has the Hurricanes favored.
The Hurricanes are like under 2-1 for the East. I don't
plus 140.
That's crazy there. Yeah, I mean, zigzag here. Capitals at home, Canes on the road. Canes are bad on the road. So yeah, give me the Capitals all day plus 114. Spencer Carberry was not happy after the game, so I have to imagine they'll get a better effort on Thursday night here. Carolina, they had a dominant game against the Devils in game one, but then with the shots 45-24, but then game two was just 28-26. So see the Capitals coming back here. Maybe see Protus moved up to that top line with Ovi and Strome. He had the goal, of course. I think he deserves bigger minutes if he is healthy and ready for them. But yeah, Ovi throwing the body, like he's definitely making his presence felt, even if he's not shooting, even if he's not scoring. Going after Jarvis, all those guys. Tom Wilson stealing Aho's mouth guard. Everyone made a big deal out of that. That was good. But yeah, I mean, should be a long series. Give me the Capitals at plus 114. Give me the overtime. Overtime at 3-1. I mean, these teams, there's not going to be a lot of action back and forth. Going to be tight checking. So Carolina's going to overtime now 2 straight games through their past 4. And Washington, I mean, yeah, it's going to be a low scoring game. So give me the Caps, give me the under 5.5, and give me the draw at 3-1. Maybe like a 2-2 final score, whatever that's at, if you want to sprinkle that as well.
2 more points on this game in reference to your points. Yeah, Jacob Slavin, Wyshynski made a good point there that he is a lot of goodwill built up after how he played in the Four Nations. Mm-hmm. I know in Canada, like, who the fuck is this Jacob Slavin guy who played so incredibly? So he'll definitely have some presence in the mind of voters. So Slavin, I think, is a lot better bet than Aho at 12, 14, whatever ridiculous number he's at. And the other one was that the Hurricanes, they play such an intense style of hockey. It takes a lot of energy out of you. So if the Capitals can make this a longer series, that'll be a boon to them. Because, like you said, the Hurricanes were ready to go in game 1 against the Devils, ready to go in game 1 against the Capitals. But I do not think that will persist in the long term. Certainly not in the conference finals. But, so the longer the series goes, the more you favor the Capitals.
Yeah,
You
and
remember like 2 years ago when the Panthers swept the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes were the better team that game one, but the fact that it took them triple overtime, just like wiped the Canes right out. Like they were exhausted after that. Like they need total energy all the time, and they can't sustain that for a long time. So yeah.
I'm surprised that like a team like the Canes hasn't tried like having 2 or 3 extra forwards that they just cycle in every game. Like you play game 1, you're off game 2, you play game 3, like just to get that extra energy out of those bottom guys. But I mean that's not a hockey thing. That's other sports there. But yeah, you mentioned that they absolutely dominated them, and it wasn't just typical Hurricanes shooting from everywhere. 35 scoring chances at 5-on-5. The Capitals only had 25 shot attempts. So like just the huge disparity in quality of shots and quantity.
A lot of that was game state because the Capitals were winning for a lot of the game. But even before the Capitals scored, the Hurricanes were beaten down pretty good.
Yeah. All right, we are brought to you by the Circa Ultimate Fantasy Football Giveaway. Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas is giving away the ultimate fantasy football experience for a 12-person draft league to draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs for their stay. A 2-night stay at Circa Resort and Casino, 6 double king rooms. Draft at Cabana at Stadium Swim with a $5,000 food and beverage credit, limo transportation from the airport. Welcome party at Legacy Club for the league, a reservation at the world's largest sports book with $500 beverage credit for the league, and a 2-hour open bar package for the league at the Overhang Bar. Contest duration is now until June 30th. So go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa for how to enter. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. And Edge Boost is the first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. No usage fees and no minimums. You can earn cashback rewards. 100% approval for all betting deposits. So sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN. Deposit $25 and Edge Boost will match the deposit. That's edgeboost.bet. Promo code SGPN. And of course, Underdog just launched their new game Ladders. Went up to 500 times watching your favorite players climb the ladder. Get those ladders in for those overtime games. So sign up with promo code HGP to claim your special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. That's underdogfantasy.com. Promo code HGP. Right down to the late game here on Thursday. Got the Edmonton Oilers plus 114 at the Vegas Golden Knights minus 135. Over unders at 6.5, both paying off around minus 110 here. I'm once again going with the zigzag theory, going with the home team here after losing game 1. They were much like the Capitals. They were not the better team in that game. Got outshot 28-17. Edmonton just scoring 4 straight, like we said, 5 straight comeback games for them. Didn't quite get the over 6.5, but they took it to Vegas, and Vegas has to bounce back here, and I think they will with Bruce Cassidy, especially at home. They're 31-11-3 at home. Edmonton 25-18-2 on the road. I haven't seen any update on Pavel Dorofeyev or Alex Pietrangelo missing the game due to an illness was fairly important for them. He's one of their top defensemen, so I had to juggle the lines and pairs there a bit. But Vegas is a good team. I think this is going to be a long series here, so I'll happily take them minus 135 for the game. As for the total, this could be a sneaky under game if Vegas tries to control the play more, get more tight checking, not allow those back and forth rushes by McDavid and the like there. But I can't take an under in an Oilers game, so just give me the Knights here minus 135. The draw is at plus 310. Probably not going to take that, but can't fault you if you do, given how these playoffs are going.
Out of the first 3 games in second round, this was the most surprising one. Game 1 between the Oilers and the Knights. The Knights did a good job of staying out of the box. They allowed the Oilers 2 power plays, and they killed them both off. They haven't been as good as in years past in the penalty kill, but they've they killed fewer penalties in the regular season than any other team has in history, which is an interesting stat. Penalties, by the way, are down this year, but power play conversions are up. So maybe refs are a little more reticent to call penalties if there's a bigger opportunity to score on them. But yeah, Knights, Oilers didn't score a power play goal and they won the game. You would have bet against that happening. And yeah, just I was bewildered, honestly. Like after the first 10, 15 minutes or so, the Knights looked out of the game. Like the Oilers were just dominant throughout. They deserved this win, even though they were down 2-0. Yeah, that was a really, really tough result for the Knights. And that's why I'm a little bit more careful now, because that's not how I expected things to go. So this is, I'm just going to cheer on the Knights for from a long-term perspective. I'm not adding any more for this game, but the over 6.5 I think is still a good bet. I do think the over should have hit in the first one. Just need another empty net goal, I guess, and there were chances galore. Aiden Hill was one of the better Knights, and I do not expect Calvin Pickard to keep this up forever. The Knights will find a way to do their thing and get in his way, get more screens going, and more activity around the nets, because they had nothing going on after they took the 2-0 lead. So over 6.5 would be my favorite bet for this one. And yeah, it's -135 is just a little bit too much of a price. Although you have to figure that the Oilers can't keep doing this forever, like coming down from a goal, 2 goals every game and winning them anyway. Yeah, that's certainly the definition of unsustainable. So I do like the Knights still, but I'm not betting the money line here. But the over 6.5 is in the accounts.
Yeah, you can get Oilers to win from behind +285. I mean, I'm not sure why they're still offering such a high price on that. I mean, I guess they have to, but like I feel like that's probably worth a sprinkle there a little bit. Conn Smythe for these two teams. I mean, it's going to be McDavid if the Oilers win the cup. If the Oilers lose the cup, it can still very well be McDavid. But Mark Stone is kind of making his case for the Golden Knights. Scored both goals there. He's between 33 and 40 to 1. You can get Eichel at 30 to 1 as well. So I still think Eichel would get it, but if Stone gets a bunch of goals, he definitely has a chance.
For sure, I've got so much Eichel, so I'm not personally too interested in adding more. But Stone at 40 to 1, I did take a little dabble of that, because like he's the goal scorer, Eichel is the provider, and of course the voters will support the goals or assists, and he is the captain, of course, which factors in as well. I said Eichel should still be favored. It's just a personal thing, right? I already have enough Eichel. There's no sense adding more. So Stone I think is the better bet currently for myself anyway.
Yeah. All right, then the series prices, starting with this one here. You got the Oilers -230, you got the Golden Knights +195, Oilers -1.5, -130, Knights +1.5, +110. Anything there catch your eye?
Not really. I mean, naturally, you'd expect the series to go long. I don't expect the Oilers to just blow them out. Knights +1.5.
Yeah.
This is the only thing appealing to me in these prices, but of course, this +110 for the Knights at +1.5 is the only one popping to me at the moment.
Yeah, that's the one I'm going to add here for my puck buck bets is Knights +1.5, +110. Like I could easily see this going 7 games. I can see this going 6 with the Knights still winning it. Like I still think they have a chance if they collect themselves here a bit. +195. Don't hate that as a series price. I imagine they'll come down quite a bit. Maybe not too much if they win game 2, because Edmonton did still get a split. But 6 games +200, 7 +210. Knights in 7, 5 to 1. Oilers in 7 +550. Like there's options out there, but I do think the +1.5 games, +110 is probably the best way to look at it right now.
And you avoid McDavid and Draisaitl in Game 7. Those guys are scary in a do or die kind of match.
Yeah. And then the Hurricanes now -380 for the series. Capitals 3 to 1. Canes -1.5 games -200. Caps +1.5 games +170. I if it goes long, I think it benefits the Capitals. But like if the Canes can somehow steal game 2, I feel like they could get it in like. I'm not sure if they can sweep them, but they can maybe go 5. So game 2, I feel like is a huge game for the Capitals.
Yeah, I think Canes win a short series. Capitals have a very strong chance of winning a long series, especially with the home ice advantage, whatever it's worth. Apparently, nothing these days. But Game 7 in Washington, gotta favor them. And the Hurricanes, yeah, they haven't been a good road team. They were on Tuesday, but generally speaking, not the best. So yeah, I think it's either Canes minus 2.5 at plus 125, or Caps plus 1.5 at plus 170. You could Dutch both for a big juicy number if you want, but do not recommend that. But yeah, whatever side you favor in this series, that's where I'd go. Canes in short, Caps in long.
Yeah, you can get Caps in 7 at 7-1, which is probably a decent price there because I feel like if like you said, if they win, it's probably going to go 7 games. That's not a bad ticket to have there in your pocket.
For sure. Yeah, Canes 4-1, 4-1, 3-1. I think that's I think that's better than the plus 125. What?
I can't see the Canes clinching it on their road is the only thing. So like Canes, I think it's going to be Canes somehow sweep. It's either Canes in 4 or Canes in 6 or Caps in 7.
Yeah,
like those are probably the most likely. But
I suppose. But yeah,
we saw them dominate them last night. So who knows?
Home ice doesn't mean anything anymore in the playoffs.
Home court doesn't mean anything. Home ice means something.
Don't even bring up the NBA now.
Yeah, that's the 2 games there on Thursday. Looked at some Conn Smythe stuff for those teams. Any other names in the Conn Smythe watch that surprised you at all?
I should bring up the article. Like I said, Mikko Rantanen, a deserving favorite after breaking multiple records in that Game 7. I mean, Game 6, he was breaking records. So the guy's absolutely on fire, and you can't expect him to play like he did in the first few games. I think that he was being trepidatious playing against his old team, but now that he's got that monkey off his back, he doesn't have to play his buddies anymore. I think he called them those are my brothers over there. So yeah, he had a slow start with the Stars and awful start with the Canes, but now that he's got this juju going, I expect him to carry on. So unfortunately, the market has moved accordingly. He's 10-12-1, something like that, and yeah, there's not too much value there. So I'd rather bet like somebody like Wyatt Johnson at 40-50-1 because he's been almost as good as Rantanen. And he's a proven playoff performer as well. And I'm also fading Jake Ottinger for, because I think the Stars are winning like these higher scoring games, and that doesn't bode well for a goal, even though he has good stats. He's right around the same odds as. Actually, no, he's been all over the place. Like he's in the teens, he's in the 20s. I'm just fading him in the teens. So I'd rather look at Wyatt Johnson there at 40 or 50-1 for the Stars. Conn Smythe. We already mentioned the Knights. Oilers.
Wyatt,
McDavid.
Yeah, Wyatt's down to 37-1, 35-1 there. Robertson's coming back, maybe at like a stab at 150-1 if you want a really long shot there. But yeah, I don't think Ottinger would win. I think it would probably be either Rantanen just goes on this tear, and the Stars, win the cup with him kind of leading the way, or it's somehow Wyatt goes on a run, or Hintz even. Like Hintz is, I don't know if Hintz
keep bringing up Hintz. Hintz is not going to win.
Hintz is going to win it, right? Because he's the center on the line with Rantanen.
He'll need to like outscore everyone else by margin. Like he's just not in the minds of voters. Oh, let's vote for Rupe Hintz to win the Conn Smythe.
That's definitely not a sexy vote there at all.
No.
And then the Conn Smythe have the Conn Smythe watch up here right now. But Rantanen, Kyle Connor, Connor McDavid, Nylander, and Thompson are the only other guys that got votes. You can get Nylander at between 18-1, 25-1, and 31-1 here before Game 2 tonight. I imagine that'll get longer if the Panthers win. But also Mitch Marner's right there in terms of points. He's also 25-1 or 39-1 at FanDuel.
Kind of like Marner still. I know he doesn't have the goals, but he's been contributing, especially in the early games in these series. He just had the baby. It was just his birthday, so he's feeling well. He's been very good, especially since the Four Nations thing, where he proved himself to be somewhat of a big game player finally. So yeah, Marner is kind of my guy, but I can understand the Nylander love because he has the goals. I don't see Austin Matthews winning. Like, he would have to be like, he just hasn't been good all year. It's just his name value that keeps him down at that number. Oh, he's been playing okay. He hasn't been playing terribly, but I think that Marner and Nylander have been far better than him. Even Tavares has been better than him, and you could find him at like 80, even 100 to 1. So I much prefer those Leafs, even Stolarz if he comes back. But you don't know with this guy because he gets injured so frequently, and it's like Freddie.
Yeah, Tavares. There's 140 to 1 out there at FanDuel, but otherwise he's 60 to 1. I feel like that's getting a bit too short for the Leafs. Those are the guys. I feel like it's Nylander, Marner. Yes, if Stoli comes back, maybe he can go on a run as well. Hopefully for my longer tickets there. Who else? I'd
like Barkov if I wasn't concerned about his injury status, because he doesn't look healthy, and Tkachuk doesn't look healthy. Reinhardt hasn't been finding the puck in the net, so the Panthers are a mystery. So if that's the way Bob wins, so be it. But I don't think that he'll have the stats, especially giving up 5 goals in game 1. So he's just toss out Bob, I think, as well. It's just the Panthers are a totally mystery box.
Well, I said the other night, I'm not sure if Sam Bennett would have a chance to win given his reputation, but I mean,
he does have some goals.
He mentioned him there. He leads the Panthers with 4 goals.
The voters are gonna like fucking toss him up because of running into Stolarz.
Exactly. Yeah,
he should have been suspended. There's too many. Yes. It's too many limp-wristed, weak dick voters who vote.
I mean, if he gets he has 4 goals now. If he gets 10 goals in the playoffs and they win the cup, I could see him getting it. 150 to 1 is not a bad option for Hagee there. 150 to 1. He's been clutch before. Yeah, I mean, it's Marchand, Reinhardt, Bennett, Tkachuk, Lusterine, and Lundell all have 6 points, and then Verhaeghe and Barkov at 5. So completely spread out. So yeah, maybe that is just how Bob wins it if he has a few low score. If how Bob wins it is it's Panthers Hurricanes Eastern Conference Final. Hurricanes just shoot 50 times and just get his save percentage up.
Hey Ryan, you want to know how I get to Germany again this summer?
How?
If the Panthers win the cup and Jack Eichel wins Conn Smythe.
Could Jack Eichel
repeat of last year?
I don't know. I don't know if anyone besides McDavid could win Conn Smythe as a loser. But
I'm joking. That's the dream scenario.
I know that would be crazy.
Be the biggest score of my life.
Yeah, that would be great there. All right, we have more stuff to touch on over here, but first we are brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm is your home for AI-backed picks and props. Dominate the playoffs and MLB prop market with Rhythm. Building your own model is simple and easy. Rhythm knows you'll love it. That's why they include a 7-day free trial. Rhythm has some amazing deals going on now. 25% off monthly with promo code SGPN25 and 50% off annual with promo code SGPN50. That's RITHMM, promo code SGPN25 or SGPN50. Get your 7-day free trial. sportsgamblepodcast.com/rhythm. And are brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on every sport, including the playoffs, plus props for every game. And for the true DGens, you got the MyBookie money bag. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations. Easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. All right. Any other Conn Smythe thoughts, or we can look at Stanley Cup odds for a bit and then close it out?
Yeah, I got nothing else on the Conn Smythe. There was something else, but no, we can carry on. I mean, your Jason Robertson point is a good one. I just can't trust him in the playoffs so much. He's been really good in 1 or 2 series, but other than that, he's been pretty quiet relative to his regular season success. But yeah, the big number. I'm not going to tell anyone not to bet 150 to 1 for a guy who is one of the best scorers in the league. So he can definitely get hot and win it, but it'll take a lot. Even Heiskanen, I think there is a bit of a narrative actually for him, because imagine, picture this. Okay.
Okay, I'm imagining it. Yes. Okay.
The Stars lose both games in Winnipeg, which is not
an
unrealistic scenario.
Okay.
Heiskanen comes back for game 3. Suddenly the Stars are a totally different team, and he does elevate them to a different team, and they win the next 3-4 games that they win the series, and he just keeps on performing like this. That's the way Heiskanen wins. Like the idea that the Stars turn their whole playoffs around with Heiskanen returning to the lineup, because he's going to return at some point. And if the Stars are down in the series, and if he helps them turn into the Stars we saw for much of the regular season, then that's the case for Heiskanen. He's not going to get the points, but he's going to get the narrative of this guy who really elevated the team. So
yeah, no, I can that could definitely happen. It's definitely it is realistic. He's down to.
I just prefer to back that over Jason Robertson coming up. Like how much will he have to score?
Yeah, he'd have to score a ton, and Rantanen would have to like get hurt or just completely shit the bed. And yeah, Heiskanen's still 30-1 here at DraftKings.
300, I mean.
300-1, yeah, 150-1.
Definitely don't put at 30-1.
No, not 30-1. Caesars is the next best at 150. So if you can get 300-1 before the game tonight, or even after the game,
keep waiting.
Yeah, keep waiting, because if they lose, maybe you'll get 500-1. Who knows?
Right. You don't know if he's probably not playing game 2. If he's not playing game 1, he's probably not playing game 2. Probably my suspicion is he plays game 3 in Dallas.
Game 3 at home. Yeah, that would make sense there. If only we could bet on that, like when he returns, we could there'll be some true DGen money bag stuff there.
Oh, then we'll get even more fucking tight-lipped coaches like Chris fucking Knobloch, the liar of all liars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like, especially for these teams that you think are going far, like the Stars, like the Panthers, like take a long shot, because their odds are only going to get shorter as they get closer to the Cup final. Speaking of those teams, looking at the Stanley Cup odds, Canes 4-1, Stars 450, Oilers 450, Panthers 6-1, Leafs 750, and then Knights 10-1, Jets 11-1, Caps 20-1. That's interesting there.
Yeah, I mean, they are dogs at home in game 2, or they lost game 1, so makes sense. Yeah, I mean, the Hurricanes at 4-1 are just, you can't toss them because they can win the cup. This is hockey. This isn't like football or basketball where teams are like they just can't win. It'll take an absolute miracle. They can win. I just don't understand why they're so favored considering their playoff history. And it's the same coach. It's the same players for the most part. They're playing worse in the regular season. They don't have a good road record. So Hurricanes are just a total fade. So you look down the board. Oilers, just too many issues. We don't know what the status of Ekholm. I don't think that they could maintain this crazy comeback story where they just go down 1 or 2 goals every game and then win them all anyway. Stars plus 450. I think they should be the favorites, considering that the Jets are at 11-1. So there's no trust in the Jets in the markets. Hellebuck would need to revert to regular season Hellebuck for them to win. We haven't seen that, so I don't know why you're just going to bet that now on a hope. Because like I was listening to some goalie experts, because the popular thing was, oh, Hellebuck looked really good in the overtime and towards the end of the game, whatever. But guys who actually know goaltending were noticing that he's not playing like he normally plays. Like when he's at his elite level, he was like trying different things. And that's not what you want from your guy. You want him to be at his best, playing his way, and you don't want him trying new shit, because that's not going to last. So Jets, not for me. At these numbers, though, I mean, there's so much so much hold in these index markets. So at this point, it's tough to find value. Yeah. God damn it. The Leafs at 750 is honestly like they're up a game. They look pretty damn good. And things are looking pretty well for them. They have good profile in terms of previous winners. It's just the years of scarred tissue in this team. It makes it tough to back, but at 750, I think that's the bet.
Yeah, I was thinking about that with the Leafs. Like, obviously, you have to put the context into it. Like, the Panthers know how to win in the playoffs, the Leafs don't. But the Leafs need 3 wins to win this series. The Panthers need 4, and they're plus 105 still. Like, they're not a bad team. They didn't like just luck into this round or luck into that win in game 1. Like, I don't know. I mean, the game kicks off or puck drop in 20 minutes here, so not any long-lasting stuff here. But yeah, Leafs 750. I do think Stars 450 before tonight, because if they win tonight, I feel like they become the favorites over the Canes. Because if they win on the road in Winnipeg, if they can win without Heiskanen, if Robertson shows up, like then I think they're the clear favorites for the cup, given their depth and how they took down the Avs. So if you're coming in right now, haven't bet anything, Stars plus 450, but just find a Conn Smythe guy you like, maybe sprinkle 2 or 3 of the long shots and ride your horses.
Knights at 10 to 1. I'm still on the wagon there. I mean, I'm not adding any more. I've got Knights up my ass, but 10 to 1 there. I think that's a decent bet. I mean, they're favored minus 135 in game 2. These odds will adjust erratically, and I do think that they win the series still. So, yeah, I mean, Knights and Leafs are the only things that really interest me at the moment. Yeah, Panthers are a bit of a concern. I don't know.
Yeah, and like we talk about, like I just like as like a footnote, it was like, oh, Pietrangelo didn't play for the Knights, but he was their top defenseman in the regular season, 22 minutes a game. Like that shakes up things on the back end, guys that are
35
playing
goals
with each other. And Dorofeyev, 35 goals. Yeah, exactly. So Pietrangelo's sick, so hopefully he'll come back. Hopefully Dorofeyev can come back at some point. So yeah, that's probably the better bet than the Stars, is 10 to 1 for the Knights.
Yeah, just bet Stars for the series. It's not that.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather bet that than just the plus 450. Like, you could easily roll over that because there'll be like a pick 'em against the Oilers, maybe slightly favored, and then a dog against the Knights. The Knights having home ice, something like
that. I don't know how I would handicap or what the odds could be for that, because it depends on a lot of things. Like if the Stars win in like 5 or 6. And Robertson
if Heiskanen comes back at all,
yeah. If Ottinger looks
Ekholm,
good,
if Knobloch is the liar of all liars, and he turns up for the next round.
Yeah, so it's hard to because there's so many variables there, especially with all the potential injuries with guys trying to injure each other and shit.
Sure. Yep.
All right, let's do some puck buck bets here before we close things out. I was writing some down here during the show. You feel free to steal them. I don't want to have to take any of these from you. I got Washington game 2 plus 114 for 30 puck bucks. Taking the under in that game minus 102 for 20. Taking the draw at 3 to 1 for 5. Taking Washington to win the series in 7 at 7 to 1 for 5 puck bucks. Taking Vegas game 2 minus 135 for 25. And then that Vegas plus 1.5 games at plus 110 for 40.
I would add that Leafs bet to these puck bucks, but considering the game is starting pretty soon, I can't do that. But we will do the Knights 10 to 1, 10 puck bucks on that, and give me the Knights Oilers over 6.5, minus 112, 30 puck bucks there. Right. I think that's the only thing I've bet so far. So yeah, we already have pending the Stars. Yes, over tonight, right?
Yes, you do, and I believe you have Stars in the series as well. Yeah, you have Stars minus 160 for 80 puck bucks there.
All right.
So there's the up.
Good for you, having a lot of bets. So you're compensating for my lack of action.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, puck buck bets here at the 43-minute mark of the YouTube video. Make sure you like and comment there. Ring that bell so you know when we're going live. Subscribe on Apple and Spotify. Leaves a 5-star rating and review there. Follow us on Twitter at HockeySGPN. Get in the Discord, sg.pn/Discord. Joel, any final thoughts there?
Nope. Close it out.
All right. I am Ryan Gilbert. You can follow me on Twitter at rgilbertsop.
And I'm NBA Joel. And you can find me. I bet the Celtics at 2 to 1 to win the chip. Celtics minus 140 to win the East. The Pacers Cavs series I think will go long, and I don't like the Pacers to beat the Celtics, and the Celtics can't shoot as terribly as they did against the Knicks in Game 1. And fuck the Knicks, man. If they fuck up the Celtics after their bullshit straight by a win in round 1, I'll be fucking furious. Also, a tiny hedge. Celtics to beat the Wolves 12 to 1 in the finals.